How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, TC. So lovely to meet you in the morning this time. So I'm
Yes,
well. I'm well this morning. How are you doing?
I am fantastic myself. Temega, tell us about a little bit about you because you are someone that has pivoted in terms of business. Just tell us about where you started and where you are now.
Sure. Look, I'm an entrepreneur, by heart, by spirit, and also by execution as well. So my business really, or my business journey rather, has been leading me to this point, and I didn't even really know at that time. But now, obviously, as I'm growing, things are getting more and more revealed to me. But I am a digital marketer. I've got a digital marketing or creative communications agency rather that focuses on digital marketing. Um, I own a smoothie brand. It's called Baker's Smoothies, or we want to increase it to Baker's Beverages, where we come to your event and we come to your market and we sell these amazing uh, uh, on-site made smoothies. So these are not pre-made things. We make them on-site in front of you. They're so refreshing, they're so tasty, and etc. And I've been doing public speaking coaching pretty much my whole life. Again, not knowing, in the background. But now I've actually taken on that full mantle of becoming a public speaking coach with through TM Public Speaking, and that really is the main focus of my time and my life and my business journey right now because I really see that people are yearning to do better in public speaking. They want to, get ahead if they are entrepreneurs and professionals and job seekers and students and etc. But sometimes it's just that little bit of a communication barrier that they have to really thriving and excelling in who they are and in what they have to offer. Because TC, I believe that we all have value to offer. We just need to be able to communicate that value properly. And that's what TM Public Speaking exists to do. It exists to help you build that confidence so that you are able to stand in front of people and speak about whatever value that you have to share.
I love that. I love that a lot. And as I have already relayed my story and trauma when it comes to public speaking. So, my question to you is is there hope for someone that's sitting there right now, whether they're a professional, whether they're a student, or whatever, and saying, no, it's not for me. No, thank you. Other people can speak. Me, I can just sit and listen to them and observe. You get those people that are like, no, I'm just observing. Even in meetings, boardroom meetings, I'm like,
Mm,
no, got nothing to say,
yeah.
just observing. So, is there
Mm.
hope for that person? And how do we begin to help them, assist them to get out the voice?
Not only is there hope, TC, but it's an absolute necessity. It is a necessity that we all are able to speak confidently. TC, you can have an amazing thing. We always say in marketing that if you have a business and you're not marketing it, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. You know what you're doing, but she doesn't. Right. And so that really translates to all areas of our lives where it comes to speaking, that if we've got something to share, which I truly believe that we do, unless you're a person who really doesn't believe in themselves, and I don't believe that is anybody, TC. I believe that we all believe in ourselves, right? And so we want to share the value that we have. So if you're not able to speak or you don't have that confidence to get up and speak, you are not robbing only yourself of the value that you have, but you're also robbing the world as well. I love the example that you used in the boardroom setting, right? You find even in the professional environment, people get promoted in front of you, not because they're better, not because they know the work a little bit better than you, but because they just have the confidence to speak up, right? They are the guy that in boardroom meetings, they participate, they put their hands up, they have suggestions. Look, it's sometimes not even the smartest suggestions. It's sometimes not even the smartest inputs, but the fact that they have that input and they have that suggestion, it really shows the bosses that, you know what, this person can be just shaped here and there, but really they've got the skill and the ability to speak to client, to speak to customer, and also to communicate internally as well. And that is a big mark of a true leader. So let's not rob ourselves of the opportunities that are out there. We are job seekers, right? We have to go to those interviews. We have to open our mouths and sell our value once again, right? Whether you're a student, whether you want to ace those presentations, those orals, and etc., we want to be able to come out above the rest. Sometimes maybe in a class setting, for example, we all, getting the pretty much the same grade and etc. What is that one thing that will get you over the edge? That that'll make you shine just a little bit brighter than the next student. It really is your confidence in speaking, TC. So it's not really just, a thing that, oh no, I'm shy, I can't speak. It really is a necessity. And one of the first steps that you can take is, we always say at TM Public Speaking, confidence is an inside job. The first step, I know it might seem a bit aloof and airy-fairy to some people, but you have belief in yourself that you are enough. TC, I find that in my classes that most people have a problem because their accent is not right, or they don't know enough English, or they probably a bit apprehensive about their vocabulary, etc. It's never about the value itself. Right? It's very seldom about, oh no, I don't have anything to share. You find people that say, no, I have something to share, but the thing is, I just lack all of these other things. But the thing is, the value that you have to share is what you need to stand up upon and know that you are enough, right? Particularly if you do have a speech or a presentation that has been prepared, you have prepared. You have prepared it. So stand upon that. That is the first step, TC. Obviously, there's a lot of other building blocks that will also help you with the TM Public Speaking, but really know inside yourself that you are enough. That would be, I would say, the first step.
I love that a lot. You are enough because it starts with you,
Yeah.
and also healing that trauma. I think it's important.
Yep.
Those words that have been spoken to you, maybe, when you were in standard 3 or sub A or sub B or whatever, people just started laughing when you did your oral, or they started joking around about, oh, you're the one that did this. And, sometimes those things stay with us and they become trauma.
Yeah.
So I think heal those things and understand that you are enough and you're
Yeah.
able, you can do it. What would
Yeah.
you say are the key fundamentals of me, going out there and being and acing the speaking thing?
So the key fundamentals are, I love what you have kind of touched on with regarding to healing your past trauma, healing, the words that have been spoken to you, all of the negativity, because those are the things that make us not enough. TC, when we were children, we are so we are so out there. We have that, we believe that the entire world is our oyster, right? We are brave, we are brazen, we dare to dream, we dare to go out there, but certain things happen and things get spoken to us, and words get spoken and disappointments happen. People laugh at us, as you say, and etc. And so that kind of diminishes us a little bit. There's a guy that I know who likes to talk about ispil. I don't know if you know what ispili is. It's actually a township lingo that we use in KZN mostly, where the boys would sort of like give each other a hard time and embarrass each other. It's called embarrassment. Ispili is embarrassment, basically. And so you find a lot of young men don't go out there and do what they want to do because, hey, but ispili. And so all of those things, they really work on our confidence. They really work on us. And so at TM Public Speaking, we have a course. It's a comprehensive 7-week course. It's called the Inside Outside On Method to Public Speaking. I don't know if you played this game as a child, TC, where you were doing the rope game. So when you look at the inside, we look at all of those elements. What has happened internally to you that has brought you into this space? We look at the psychology of public speaking, or the psychology of communication as a whole, so that we can deal with all of those internal issues. Then we started looking, and then we look at outside, which is your body language, which is your voice, and etc. And then we look at the on elements, which is now your content and your delivery. So we really take you through from a novice all the way to a professional in a 7-week cycle, and it's really quite packed and it's quite comprehensive, because we want to bring out that inner you that that has been lying dormant, or that because of circumstances, TC, because of your past, as you say, also because maybe of your family dynamic for some of us, therefore we kind of retract, we kind of go into our shell, so we kind of look at that so that we can bring it out. And so when you ask what is sort of like, like a beginning factor, a beginning factor would be, what is your content? I know that people think, oh, I don't really have any content, I don't really have anything to say, unless maybe I've been giving a presentation topic, or I've been given a speech topic, and etc. But at TM Public Speaking, we truly believe in the power of storytelling, because the power of storytelling, I mean, TC, when you open up with your own story, right? Of how the troubles that you were having when you were a child. And so how has your public speaking journey been? We all have that story, okay? And if we could all document and narrate that story, TC, I always say everybody's life can be turned into a movie. Your life, my life can be turned into a movie. Because
Wow.
that's true. Because the thing is,
Yes.
no matter how small you think your life is, it
Yeah.
is so vastly different to someone else's life. And
Yeah.
so that becomes such a place of interest, right? The fact that I don't know, maybe if you feel that you did nothing in your youth or you did nothing in your
Mm.
adulthood, right?
Mm.
And so a person, it can really fascinate them in that. And then when you delve deeper, like, no, look at that. You did this, you did this, you did that. You did a lot, right, with your life. And so if nothing else, next time you have a speech to do, next time you have a presentation to do, open it with your life story. You don't have to tell us the
Ah.
full quantum of the story. Yes, you don't have to tell us the full quantum of the story, but pick out bits in it that you think might be relevant for the topic or might be relevant for the speech or the presentation. Because YTC, people love stories. Siyazithanda izindaba.
Amabali, we do. Intomi, you're reminding me of Intomi, and grandmother would be telling you like "Xos xos ngebali." I don't know how you guys
Yep.
like the Zulu, how it
Xos
sounds
xos
in Zulu.
siyaphela. Yeah, it's similar.
Exactly, yeah. And we grew up with stories. Yeah.
Definitely. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
I don't know about UTC, but I grew up at a time where in our neighborhood there was no electricity as yet, you know.
yes.
And so we lived on those ntomis that our grandparents, used
Mm,
to tell us. So every evening we knew that after dinner, it was movie time,
it's
really.
time.
You know?
And you get to imagine and visualize.
Yes,
Sure,
yes,
we've come a long
definitely,
way.
definitely. So, exactly. So, one of the sure ways to win an audience over is to just tell them a story. At TM Public Speaking, we
Mm.
also speak about anecdotes, which are just
Mm.
short but true and funny stories as well, almost like jokes, if you may,
Mm, mm,
right?
mm.
So comedians use anecdotes. That's what they're using because they're using true stories. They're using true scenarios, but they're obviously making them into comedy, or they are picking out the funny bits of those scenarios. You also have an Uncle TC that does something or that did something, or you have done something, or maybe I don't know.
I'm
You know what I
already
mean?
thinking about that
Yeah.
uncle and the stories.
We haven't even said the story, TC, but you're already thinking about it, right?
I am.
You already have an uncle in your mind, you already have a cousin, you already have, hey, that one time when I was 5 years old, and I fell out the mango tree or whatever. So the first point is, first of all, appreciate, again, going back to you are enough, right? Appreciate your story. Your story
Mm.
is really what makes you unique. Your story, it really is really what brings you to people. And next time, even if you have a formal presentation, you have a formal speech to do,
Mm.
put in your story. People will love it. They will latch onto every word and they will appreciate you for it. And by the time you actually do say your speech, even if it's research, for example, and it's quite rigid
Mm.
and quite boring, if you may, but the fact that you open it with a story, the fact that you open it with an anecdote or a narration of some sort will really give you leverage over your audience.
So there you have it, family. Anyone can be a professional public speaker. Like Tembega is, you can also thrive within the space of public speaking. So, Tembega, what's the importance of having a coach like you alongside you in this journey of you being, a thriving public speaker?
Sure, sure, TC. And all of these things I'm saying, they sound amazing and they sound easy and they sound plausible and doable. But I promise you, the moment you switch off this live or the moment we switch off this interview, the person's gonna say, "Oh my gosh, I heard it. It seemed simple at the time. It seemed doable, but for some reason now it's just gotten a bit bigger. It's gotten a bit overwhelming. What is my story? What do
Mm,
I have to share? Which part of my story do I share?
yeah.
Where do I begin it? Do I begin from where I was bored? Do I begin from last week? All of those things now become the overwhelm.
For
That as
sure.
much as it's exactly as much as it's not that complicated, I really must say. And as a public speaking coach, I am affirming that it's not that difficult, right? But the thing is, the coach is or the person that is coaching you now
Mm,
is who comes alongside with you in the step by step, right? The
yes.
small little steps. Because also, as much as we all have stories to share and etc., but our stories again, they differ a little bit, and so the coach is able to help you. Where do you start your story? What are the beats, right? At TM Public Speaking, we speak about the beats of the story. Where are the beats, and which is the beat that can be relevant for this situation or this audience or this delivery or this speech, right? And etc. So, firstly, and then secondly, having a coach is you have someone that you can bounce off from, right? It's one thing me telling you. that this is what you need to do, and these are the strategies, this is the way to go, these are the tools, these are the tips, these are the tricks, and etc. But now communication goes both ways, TC. When you're communicating with someone, there's a speaker and there's a hearer as well. When you only have a speaker and a hearer, that channel of communication is not complete. The circle of communication is still broken. So when you have a coach, you can be able to complete that cycle of communication in your learning how to speak better, that you also have someone to communicate to that's going to respond to you and resonate to you as it were in a mirror. Right? So someone who can be able to mirror those thoughts and those processes and those, the quantum of whatever it is that you're trying to deliver, a coach can be able to really walk alongside you so that the cycle of communication is complete, TC. We really do learn by hearing, but we also learn by doing. We learn by speaking, right? And as a public speaking coach, obviously the fact that you speak is the most important thing that we exist to do. You know what I mean? So, so instead of trying to do all of these things by yourself, but with a coach, you've actually got someone who's able to guide and lead you. Also, coaches have already set resources. For example, I spoke about the course that we have, right? That's an already set resource. Now you don't have to squabble and try and squander and try and go and Google all sorts of things, right? You already have a set resource. On top of that, TC, we've got amazing ebooks that we have. So depending on what it is that you require, coaches already have the resources. We've got an ebook. It's a workbook actually that you can work through. We've got one for professionals. We've got one for students. We've got one for founders and entrepreneurs, and then we've got one for job seekers as well. So can you see, TC, that coaches are not generic? We come to you exactly where you are. So for example, if you're a job seeker and you go online and you start reading things about professional communication, it's probably going to overwhelm you. Right? You're probably going to think, oh my God, this is so daunting. This is so big. I'm never going to get there, and etc. But now coaches have already set resources to say, no, if you're in this sector of life, this is actually the resource that you need. If you're in this sector of life, this is the actual resource that you need, right? So on top of that, we've got TM Public Speaking in particular, our monthly masterclasses. So if you go onto our website, www.tmpublicspeaking.co.za, you're going to see over there, there's a masterclasses tab. And if you go there, you can actually see all the masterclass topics that are coming up until the end of 2025. And then you can go in there and you can select, you can go and see, we're in July now, maybe the July topic, that one speaks to me. I actually want to register for that class. Or maybe there's a topic in August, or maybe there's a topic in November, right? That you think, oh, actually, that's going to be a little bit more relevant to me. So that's why a person needs a coach, right? You can't go out there and do it yourself. But the thing is, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be overwhelming. And also, you're not going to be getting the right kind of content for you.
I love it. No, you've said a mouthful. You've said it all. Thank you for being so informative for us. I'm sure that for our listeners out there, the family is thinking, hey, how do I get a hold of a Thembeka, TM Public Speaking? Because I need to work on it. And I think, you can never fully arrive. You can never fully think that, oh, no, I'm fine. I don't need it. I've been speaking. There's always room for improvement, and it's about investing in yourself, investing in the future you, putting in that extra couple of rands so that you can get better at something that's already there. It's being enhanced and someone is taking it out of you. It helps a lot. So thank you so much, Thembeka, for this conversation. Please share your social media handles so that whoever is interested can get a hold of you.
Sure. Thank you, TC. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to come here and chat to you. The conversation is always so engaging. Your questions are absolutely amazing. I always say the power of a response comes from the power of the question, right? So, yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
in order to give powerful responses, it's so important to have a good question, a good, powerful question. And so you open up that platform, and I'm really, really appreciative of that. So we are quite accessible at TM Public Speaking. We want you to be able to touch points with us at various touch points. So you can go over to our social media pages. If you just search TM Public Speaking on all social media platforms. We will pop up, and then you can be able to like, follow, share, comment, do all of the things that are going to make you part of our community, because we always want you to be part of our community so that you don't ever miss anything that is happening or any resource that might be quite valuable to you. And we believe that every resource that we have is valuable to you. So if you go into our social media platforms and then you go and follow, also if you inbox us on there, we will be able to respond to you. But if you would like to pop us an email, we are at hello@tmpublicspeaking.co.za. That is hello@tmpublicspeaking.co.za. Or you can pop us a WhatsApp on 078 885 1786. That's 078 885 1786, and that's a WhatsApp only line. So those are the ways that you can contact us. Please do contact us. Oh, and you can also go into our website, www.tmpublicspeaking.co.za. That's where you're going to find the quantum of all of our solutions. And as you say, TC, to put a few rands into your development. Also at TM Public Speaking, we've got a range of products that also range in different prices as well. So you're able to work within your price tier. We've obviously got premium products, which is the course, but we've got a range of other products and solutions as well that you can browse on our website and pick what can work best for you at this point in time. And yes, TC, as you say, there is always room for improvement. Even if you are a great and amazing speaker, we still do recommend that you keep on sharpening your skill, like an iron sharpens iron. So in order to be sharp at all times, it's so important to keep on sharpening your skill.
Thembeka, thank you so much. Always informative, always on point. May you be blessed in all your pursuits and all your endeavors as the powerhouse that you are. God bless you and goodbye. Have yourself a fun